From 1814 onwards, congresses were held in Paris and Vienna to reorganize Europe after the Napoleonic Wars. Only the great nations are at the table, but all the states involved send delegates. They're responsible for monitoring the progress of the discussions and for making their cases individually to the decision makers. The Republic of Geneva knows that it can no longer go it alone. It has no choice but to turn to Switzerland, a long-standing ally. However, this attachment is not so obvious. The Genevese territory is fragmented and it has no common border with a canton. To obtain its attachment and opening up, Geneva mandates François d'Ivernois and Charles Pictet de Rochemont. The latter, a former diplomat, lives in retirement in his Lancy property, where he raises merino sheep, an activity for which he's an expert in Europe. As the founder of the Bibliothèque Britannique, a review that has an excellent press, he has an extensive network in England and on the continent.
I had to leave my ship in the spring of 1814 to go to Paris, where a first conference was being held to establish the borders of France. There, my private secretary, Jean-Gabriel Hénard, and I met Count Jean Capodistria, who had been the foreign minister of the Tsar of Russia since 1807. Alexander I had entrusted him with the task of getting the cantons to adopt a federal pact to make Switzerland a real state. A delicate mission, as the cantons' views were so different that Switzerland was on the brink of civil war. But he acquitted himself brilliantly. Capodistria and I have become friends around our common wish to find a future for Geneva at the heart of these negotiations. It must be said that our shared passion for agronomy has also brought us closer together. I am therefore negotiating with the support of Capodistria for the recognition of the Republic of Geneva and its attachment to Switzerland. First in Paris, without much success, then, from September 1814, in Vienna. Getting agreement through the vote of the Federal Diet, drafting a cantonal constitution, is already not easy. But opening up the territory is another matter entirely. In fact, my personal goal is much broader than just an attachment. It was a large canton, with borders located on the ridges of the surrounding mountains, natural borders in short. To the west, I was planning to extend the territory to the gates of Annecy, and to the east to those of Thonon. All this to ensure security and supply. Other projects are even more ambitious, imagining a territory that even links Geneva to Valais. My vision is very difficult to convey, and not only to France and Piedmont-Sardinia, but also to Geneva. Many Catholics and very few Protestants in this division, not to mention the many poor. We are not helped by France, with Talleyrand and Louis XIII even opposing the inclusion of Gex in the canton. And without the Gex region, Genevese lands do not touch Switzerland. But to connect them together, the King of Sardinia must also release some possessions. After the Congress of Vienna, which ended in June 1815, we still had to meet at the Second Congress in Paris, as well as in Torino, so that the case could finally be heard on the 16th of March, 1816. The canton is therefore drawn up, but much more modestly than I had imagined. Land on the French side to join Switzerland, and on the Sardinian side to open up the district of Jussy. Its borders will therefore not change for centuries to come.